All right, what's up, reefers? Happy Thursday. Once again, we're here with Sever. We're going to talk a little bit about salt. So thanks for joining us this evening. And we got a pretty action-packed set of things to talk about. I know we talked a little bit before about some of the new salts, but we're going to talk about salt broth, how to get information about your ICP test by batch, and then maybe a couple other things. So Sever, thanks for joining today.
Happy reefing. Thank you. And thank you for watching us. We have some exciting news to share with you today, maybe a little bit later. So stay tuned, wait till the end. But anyway, we would like to talk about salts. And as I said, something very exciting, but later. And so the salts that we have. So we have now in offer, and as Aquaforest, we have sea salt, which was a salt for fish only tanks, for soft coral tanks, so not demanding coral and fish only. We have Reef Salt, which is a salt for a reef tank, and mixed one, and just a salt that have parameter similar that we'll find in the oceans, in the seas, where you can find the reef.
Yeah.
So we have probiotic reef salt, which is salt that we produce for 10 years at least. It's a salt with probiotic bacteria and some vitamins and some amino acids. It's a very good salt for a SPS tank, for a low nutrient system, but generally for the tanks that is important to control the nutrients. More or less, because the bacteria are designed to lower the nutrients, and so this is the salt that we have. But now we have another salt that is in the same line of salts. It's called hybrid salt.
Yeah.
And this hybrid salt. It's an evolution from the probiotic reef salt to this hybrid one. We still have both of salts in the market. But let's say now probiotic reef salt, it's discounted salt a little bit, but because we have a new one. But it doesn't mean it's something wrong with this salt. It's still good. But the other one, it's newest. Maybe we just develop a differently. And so we have also in this hybrid salt, we've also the probiotic bacteria, the special food source for the bacteria, amino acids and vitamins. So this salt, it's really, really unique because we have in the salt, we have salt from the seas, evaporated
sea salt
from the seas, and we have also it's a mix of salt from the seas, and it's another, and in another part we will find a salt from the mines, which is also from the sea, but long years, millions of years ago. So, but generally we first in the industry, we mix these two methods together in this hybrid salt.
Let me just unpack that a little bit. So industry first, being able to have a combination of mined sea salt and evaporated sea salt flakes. So I'll post a picture on this after the stream today so you guys can see it. But when you look at it, you'll see that there is the very fine granules of the mined salt. And then you'll see much larger flakes of the natural sea salt that's been evaporated. And so by having that combination, as Sever said, you get the best of both worlds in terms of ancient ocean minerals and then a current set of ocean parameters, really providing that baseline. And then on top of that, adding the probiotics, which if I remember correctly, Sever, that Aquaforest developed the first ones to develop the probiotic salt and understand how the bacteriums work together in our aquarium. So being able to use that technology and know-how for the last 10 years, and then be able to apply it into this new salt, and then figure out how in this hybrid method that it helps to control nutrients, to maintain stability, but then also to provide those very fine trace elements between the two sources.
Exactly. Well said. Well said.
But I'm glad we have it on video.
Additionally, this flakes are coming from the cleanest sea in Earth, and in Earth, if I can say that. It's a North Adriatic Sea, and it's one of the cleanest seas in the world. So
So you will not find there any phosphates and other unwanted because this is a very, very clean sea. So there's not much organic, but the all trace elements are there. So that's why we choose this destination of salt, these flakes as well. So this is also very important information. And we have another salt which we launched just also right now for some people from people from US or from some more distanced places from Europe. It will take a little bit time to arrive there
across the sea.
because the transportation, to Australia, for example, it can take around 2.5-3 months. To US also 1 month plus. So this salt was just launched here in Europe. In Europe, they are available, but they're on the way to the other continents as well. I just want to say another salt. We have Reef Salt Plus with the plus like this.
Yep.
And the Reef Salt Plus, it's a salt with elevated elements, main elements like calcium, magnesium, and alkalinity from some people who just want to, with water change, they want to replenish these elements or this parameter. And for some people, the main parameters higher that they are in the ocean. There are some people that like to have them higher to provoke more intensive growth. And so this is for these people, because there are a lot of people that keeps alkalinity on the
higher side. So just to recap on that, so the Reef Salt is the baseline, and I think the best selling of the salts and products in the Aquaforest line. It really emulates that natural seawater type parameters, and to be able to check that each batch, box, bucket, bag of salt has an ICP number batch printed on it. So you can go onto the Aquaforest website and check out to see exactly what those parameters are. But that's like the baseline of natural seawater. The plus, the Reef Salt Plus that Seweryn was just mentioned, is those for really who wanted accelerated growth, right? Or those who keep their tanks at a little bit higher than natural seawater, 7.5 to 7.7-ish range. But have
Here, for example, in this plus, we'll have in 33 ppt, we'll have almost 10 alkalinity, 440 calcium, and magnesium will be around 1,300. And of course, higher alkalinity is higher salinity, higher all parameters will be. So in 35 will be around 11 almost. But there are some people who want to keep it this way. They have success this way, and we provide them this salt for this hobbies that they like to have this salt to keep their parameters at this level.
And then so you'll have the Reef Salt, which I think we would say is really good for being able to maintain good coloration, good overall growth. But it's like kind of like, I don't want to say baseline, but it has the most natural set of parameters to the ocean. So you're going to get the balance of growth and color. The Reef Salt Plus, you're going to have a little bit faster growth on that, and you may not have that same vibrancy of color if you naturally keep your tank a little bit higher. And then in the hybrid, it's the best of the all combination, where you're going to get the coloration because of the extra vitamins and minerals in there, plus the two unique blend of the flake salt and then the granulated salts, as well as the probiotics in there. So depending on what your goals are, that's the salt of the holy grail salt, if you will, from our perspective, and being able to
advanced salt in our offer. And it's a very effective salt as a nutrients reduction. If you look from a certain perspective, it's not only the reduction of nutrients, because this probiotic bacteria will become a bacteria plankton in the tank, and it will be a source of food for even for the corals. And the exceed of this bacteria that will grow in the tank will be skimmed out from the skimmer. So that's why we recommend if you use the probiotic method or probiotic salt, to have an efficient skimmer. So we don't recommend really skimless tank. Skimless, yes, we can say that, without skimmer tanks to use probiotic, because they will stay in the system. They will be not exported, so they will not really make their job. So they will not export nutrients out of the water as well. So this is the but it will not harm your coral. It would not, but generally it will not make this main role that why we created this salt. And so that's why probiotic, effective skimmer.
And we talked a little bit in past tank talks about the quantity of a water change that you should be doing with the salts, and then how often to use it. And I'll just start, and we can go on from that. With a probiotic, as soon as it's dissolved, it's ready to be used. But we also then recommend only to use up to a 10% water change, because as Severyn was saying, that bacteria is so effective that you don't want it to bottom out your nitrates and phosphates. So I mentioned this in the past. What I do is I take a 50-50 mix of reef salt and probiotic. And then once it's dissolved, come to temperature, stable, then I do my water change, which is usually that day or within the next day. But maybe share with us what the perspective is with the new hybrid salt. When should people be using it, and how fast can they start to use it?
Generally, yes, that's a very, very good question. Generally, I'm not mixing, 5% of salt this way and 5% this or the other one. I prefer just to do 10%. The 10% is still safe, but as we have discussed many times, 10% of water change, usually without any probiotic bacteria, it will reduce 10% your nutrients in your tank generally,
Right.
because you just
It's a dilution
you have
method.
50. Let's imagine. I hope that you don't have, but then generally, if you have 50, you will have 45 just after water change, no matter which salt we'll use, except the salt that they have some nitrates in the tank, but in their composition. I hope there is no such a salt. But generally, but this is the reduction just to make that it's affected by just the water change. But if you have probiotic bacteria on it, they will reduce even more, because that's their job, to reduce the nutrients. They will just to grow. They will use the phosphate and the nitrates from the water. So this is how they grow and how they absorb all the phosphate in the water. So probably it could be even 10%. It could be even 15, 12, 20% even of reduction. So that's why we don't recommend to make a bigger change than 50%, because I heard some people that make 50% water change.
Yeah, and there was 1.5 that you said, 1.5.
Yes, 5. So 1.5, 15, and I know some people who make 5.0, so 50. And this is so. If they will do it with the probiotic reef salt, especially when they have high nutrients, they will reduce 50% just by water change. And additionally, they will add so much bacteria in their tank, and they will lose more. So what will happen? They will make the very good change. They will reduce the nutrients, but they will do it too fast.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't recommend it to do this way. If you need to do it, really reduce the nutrients quite fast, which is not really recommended, because all changes should be done slowly and gradually. So just do it 10%, 3 days after 10%, 3 days after 10%. If you need to do it, generally, no matter if it's really even. But if you have emergency, really, that you should make it very fast, because I don't know, you have some unwanted metals, or I don't know, a fixture can just drop in your tank, which is also kind of a situation that I know, and you have copper on it. So then you just do it, but I don't recommend, because that's an operation that you save life. So this is unusual, and if you will not do it, you will lose them anyway. So this way, it could be, generally it could be the water change could be bigger, but if you have low nutrients in your tank, because this reduction will be not significant. If you have, let's say, 0.02, and you will drop it to 0.01, let's say, that, of course, it's 50%, but this is not the level that really will affect your corals.
And I guess this is even for my knowledge. We've been talking about this in the context of probiotics salts, and how fast it absorbs and consumes the phosphates and nitrates. But what if you're using reef salt, and which doesn't have the probiotic bacteria in there? Are you able to do a larger water change on that to dilute out those nutrients in your tank with more than a 15% are you able to do more if you need, because it doesn't have that bacteria in there?
Yeah, you can do that, but you will reduce it anyway. It's not about bacteria on it, but it's as a general rule to not make a big changes at once, at very short moment. So if you let's imagine if you will do, but because I said that, but if you will do a water change, let's say 30% of reef salt with or any other sea salt, any other, let's say, salt that is available in the market that don't have nutrients in their composition, so you will reduce the nutrients by 30%, just like that in one moment. So 30%, if you have 50, let's say 50, which is quite common. I saw that. Let's imagine you have 10. That to be more round.
Realistic,
So you will have 7 in few minutes. Just few minutes. Just the water change, it will have 7. So you reduce it by 30%. So that's why I'm not a huge fan to make a big water change. I prefer to make it like a day by day, or even like 2 days, 3 days if you must do it. But if you have emergency, there's no other choice. So do it.
Sure.
So it doesn't matter if it's Aquaforest, if it's any other brand. But with probiotic, just have in mind that it will work more effectively even that's regular salt on the field of nutrients reduction. And there's also a very, very important story here. The hybrid and the probiotic, this salt should be used within 24 hours from the moment of production of the mixing. Yes, sorry. Because these bacteria have some life shelf. If they are, becoming alive from the dry state, they have some in this close, freshly made water. They will not survive more than 24 hours, and that's why we recommend to just change it before that. You can do that after, but you will not find this beneficial effect from the bacteria, and they will not affect your corals and anything. Like, you can do it after, but just don't expect that the probiotic bacteria will be so effective that you will do it after, let's say, half an hour or an hour, because usually we recommend to use our salt 15 minutes after fully dissolved salt. Usually we observe that salt is dissolving in 3 minutes, 4 minutes when it's mixed, but we recommended to do it not earlier than 15 minutes, because there is still some chemical reaction in the water. It's the pH is stabilization of pH. Stabilization of pH. It's a process there. So not before 15 minutes. But just after 15 minutes you can just use it. With the other salts, you can but generally all the salts you can really make use it after a few days. Even we say we have an instruction in our website that you should make a water change not more than 4 days,
but
it's not about the salt itself, but how the salt is kept.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. Somebody had asked a question about if they have automatic water changing station and mixing bins. Could you use the salt there quickly, or what do I do? And the topic came to be of contamination. So if you have an open container, or it's not well cleaned and sterilized between uses, bacteria, dirt, grime, stuff in the air could fall into it, and that's where the contamination is at a higher risk and can cause potential damage to the salt and into the tank. And so, but if it's closed in a clean, sterilized environment, you're able to keep it a little bit longer. But just to further emphasize, it's recommended to use the Reef Salt for that application. And if you want to use the probiotic, do a separate water change on that you can do outside of your automatic water changes, just so you get the added benefit of the probiotic bacteria, because you're paying for it. You might as well get the benefit out of it, as opposed to paying for it and it dies before it maximizes its potential use in your aquarium. So it was a great question last week, and it's worth bringing that up again this week.
Yes. So besides that, I would like to just very briefly say about all the process of production of salt. So once again, I would like to assure that we are producing the salt in our factory in Poland. since we started our business, we never outsource it out somewhere else. We contrary we do for some other brands. We just like, because we are a producer, and we are not importing salt from China. Or I heard that we it's just I just lately we saw some people just said lies about this, but it's not totally not true. And we are made all in Poland. We don't import even the components from China as well, so it's not true. But anyway,
so all of the components are sourced within Europe and produced in the Aquaforest factory in Poland. Maybe we could give a rough estimate for those watching, just the volume that get produced either monthly or annually. I think it's a great story.
Generally, we made last month we, I don't know if I can say that. It's just, but generally we make hundreds of tons every month. A significant. We make the salt from public aquarium. So there's people that's lately there's just, I saw a scream from my live that I made before. I had just in the background the big bags of salt that we export to I mean we send to public aquarium, and somebody just make a screen and said that we import this from China, which is
Sure.
also so sad that we have some people who said this lies. But anyway, we export salt, we don't import salt. And so this is a very important factor. So we mix the salt in our factory. We, as a process, we have a batch of salt that every batch is tested in our laboratory. In our laboratory, we have 2 ICP machines. We have a chromatograph, which is also a very sophisticated machine to measure the parameters of water, of mixed salt. So all the salt are tested for the how it dissolves, if it's clear, the coloration, how to say, but how transparent it is.
Yeah.
And of course it's just a physical test. But besides that, all the salts are tested in our ICP machines in our laboratory with professional chemists that we have in our company. We have 6 chemists, two biologists, 1 biotechnologist in our company that work on the full time. So they are just for keeping control quality of the product. And all batches are tested, and they receive a special code. This result land in our database, and this result is available for everybody because it's printed in our packaging. So everybody, just even before they buy our salt, they can check what the results of 36 different parameters this salt has. That was made in the laboratory by professional chemists.
Right.
And if something happened that is not this batch not met our standard or our range of parameters that we want to have, this salt, they have a, let's say this batch have a red light and will not be sent to the market, will not be sent.
Right.
And this is very important. It's happened probably less than 1% of the batches that we produce. But I think today, with the all contamination in some that circling in the components that we see, it's very important to even for that's less than 1% to just make this quality control, which is extremely important for us. And we will stand behind our products, and we will keep it. This quality will keep it very, very good, and we will just still do it. Yeah, and so this is about our salt. So I'm really confident about quality of the salt. I'm really confident about the results that we made of the salt in the laboratory, and yeah, and that's all that I can say about this. And we have a great results. Years and years. We are on the market for more than 20 years already. ICP tested it's from 10 years already. So we don't need to really worry about the quality. especially for some unwanted heavy metals or some chromium, cobalt, that is above the level. Although I don't know, just all the contaminants that you can find, in the salt. So we first test the components for the salt, and after, again, we test the salt itself, and this is how we do. So okay, so this is let's say about salts. I don't know if you have any questions about salt. If you will have it, just maybe not now, maybe you will watch it later. Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, so we've been talking a little bit about the consistency and people not believing in the conspiracy, and unfortunately, there's haters out there, who are just trying to stir stuff up, and don't know the facts and don't believe, even when we show them the facts, or we do a video, and Sever's done a few of showing people, what's the factory look like and how things are made, and we really do believe in the fact that transparency is important. That's why all the ICP numbers are on each of the batch codes for people to see. And it's because the salt is the essence of our aquariums. But without good salt, anything could happen. So, as the foundation of that and making salt for 25 plus years, it's so important to be as accurate as possible, because as you can see, Sever has his tank in the background there. He doesn't want stuff happening to his own tank, let alone everyone that he services in the world. So, 70 plus countries who use Aquaforest Salt. So, there's a lot of weight on those shoulders to make sure that the consistency and quality is there. So when a few bad apples talk about it not being sourced and manufactured in Poland, it tarnishes, the great work and reputation that the company has built for many years to be able to have some just gorgeous aquariums.
Yeah, especially that we supplied very big public aquarium, really big ones, and we have tons, like every month, let's say 40 tons of salt that we sell to one public aquarium, and what happened? They make ICP tests just a few once by week, and if something will be wrong, they will be immediately be suited for this. So and of course it's. Yeah, but anyway, this is how it works, and I believe that we don't need to talk about this anymore, about the transparency. Of course, we will not show all details because it's in our know-how. We even how the machines work, how it's mixed. It's something that it took us years of experience, years of really just for different we tries experience and experience. We went through all this to have this result that we have today. So we will not just show to one company who will just start today all our experience and show them how to organize all that. So please forgive me, but I will not show our kitchen from inside because it's something that we cannot share. Because but I show a lot, we
Right.
and we have some really trusted people who visited us and saw it even. Last time we had John from Clemania, but he's visiting us and he saw everything from the kitchen, and he knows, and it's a very trustful person. But anyway,
so we did have one question here, Stephen, and we talked about this a little bit ago, but his question is about advice on the frequency of water changes. And so he puts in parentheses once a week, once per 2 weeks, etc., etc. And I think that what to start with that is every tank is different. Every system has a different set of stabilizations that it goes through, and then how it goes out of stability. And so partially the answer to that is general, to be able to say that on average, you should be doing it as needed, right? Based on your goals and the parameters for your aquarium. We've seen great success in people who've done it daily, smaller water changes.
Yes, that's also something very, very, very difficult to do. Yeah, not so much difficult to do, but generally it's doable. You just need to have a tools and a system to do it. But doing 1-2% daily, it's just the ideal situation. But I don't do that because I don't have here in I have space and I don't have tools, and so I don't do that. But it's a very good idea to do that this way.
That's right. So if you have the space and the ability, those smaller daily water changes, with some type of ATO type setup, and they're fantastic. Alternatively, doing it once a week, it helps to reduce some of the concentration of nitrates, phosphates without the bigger fluctuations. If you wait every 2 weeks or you wait monthly, when you do the water change, you're going to see the bigger changes there. So from a stability perspective, the more often you can do it, the better. I do mine once a week. I just find that it's
Me
a good,
too.
yeah, it's a good rhythm to be in. It keeps me more connected to the tank. I was doing for a little while monthly, and I didn't feel that I was on top of it as much as I would have liked to have been. So I get it. Everyone has a different needs in their aquarium and different levels of busyness. But personally, I find that weekly, that 10% is like keeps me on top of it. But understand, you've got to do with what works for you. You do go through more salt that way, but in the end, I feel like I got a happier tank.
Yes. So once by week, 10%. It's really a good habit.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Aaron, last we have last thing to share with our friends.
So
Here.
the most exciting thing that we're going to be sharing is that Aquaforest is going to be next week at Interzoo. So for those of you who are in Germany or in Europe, head on over there, check out, I forgot what booth number it is, but you're going to be able to see some very, very cool things, including, hopefully, if they make it through customs, the new new lights.
No.
Wait, and some amazing coral that BJ has hand collected and bringing over. If you guys aren't following and checking that out, it's some really nice stuff. So you'll see that there. But because of that, Seweryn is going to be at Interzoo next week. So next week's Tank Talk is going to be about my tank. And we're going to talk about my Ocean Guard, the setup progression, some of the things that I've been having to deal with. And hopefully you guys will be able to see some fish in there as well. So
if you are talking about the Aquaforest Ocean Guard, so we will have 2 Ocean Guards there, full with corals, and they will be running there. So everybody who like to see in a raw ice the Ocean Guards, how they're looking, how good they are, we invite you to Interzoo. We'll be in the hall 4A. It's a hall, if you enter Interzoo, on the left, as I remember. So just in the entrance. And of course, Interzoo is more for professionals. I don't think it's open for public, but there's a lot of stores who watching us, a lot of professional, a lot of maintenance company. So please came see us. We will be there to chat with you, and it's it will be from 22 May till I think 20
to next Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, it's Friday even. Friday will be the last day. So we will be there with our team, and all new products will be there as well. New salts and all products will be there. Our new, not new, but our freshwater line will be there as well to share with you how it looks like. Most of you are not freshwater, but some of them are mixed probably from you. So we are also. So we will also share with that. So Interzoo next week, the biggest show in the world in our industry, more for professional, and we are proud to be there. We will have our own booth there, and just we were very, very we miss friends from the stores, so we will have a lot of occasion to talk.
So that'll be very fun next week for the team to be able to go to. So I won't be able to be there, sadly. COVID into little ones, but definitely I'll be checking it out remotely, and you guys can see me next week talking about the Tank Talk. In addition, we're going to have some other exciting news to be able to share with you in the coming days. So stay tuned for that. And I know we left it as a bit of a cliffhanger all the way through, but just hang on a little bit more, and I promise you it'll be worth the wait. So until next time, Reefers, stay salty. Seweryn, thank you for taking the time to join today, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.